The Oilers might be prepping for a trade as Sam Gagner has been placed on waivers by the team on Tuesday. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with Oilers news. Now, Sam Gagner has been waived, and it's not coming as no surprise as, Kris Knoblauch, the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, has mentioned recently that he loves the way the player plays, but the player seems to not be able to get into the lineup very often with the likes of, Connor Brown, Dylan Holloway, Matthias Janmark, and Derek Ryan getting into the lineup over Gagner on a weekly basis, which is quite remarkable considering where the player has been throughout the season. He's been pretty consistent for much of the fourth line out of all the players on the fourth line, which is quite remarkable considering how good this team has been over the last month or 2 months if you actually look at it a bit further when the Oilers went on that ridiculous streak. Now, if you look at Gagner's stats this season, yes, he only has 10 points in 27 games, but that is still a lot better than a lot of players on the other players on the fourth line. If you look at Connor Brown's numbers, he's still searching for a goal, only has 5 points in 51 games played, and he's a -9. Yes, Kris Knoblauch loves to use him on the fourth line because of his penalty killing capability. But if you're going to go farther into the playoffs, you're going to need a player that can put up points. And if you go back to Sam Gagner's stats, he's got 5 goals and 5 assists in 27 games. In 27 games, Sam Gagner is performing better than Connor Brown. And like I said, yes, Connor Brown's a very good penalty killer. Another player that could have been an option to put on waivers is Dylan Holloway. Dylan Holloway has 4 points in 31 games. He is quite young. He was a former first overall pick in 2020 by the Oilers, selected 14th overall. But he's had a little trouble after coming back from injury, finding his feet. Points-wise, yes, he's still doing a lot better than Connor Brown, but it's still not good enough. It comes as a surprise because Sam Gagner, like I said, has been consistent. Numbers wise, just simple facts, he has been a more consistent player. Now, is there something more underlying from it? Sam Gagner did have a double hip surgery over the summer, and there have been no reports about it, but maybe his hips are hurting again. Maybe the simple fact is Sam Gagner might not be able to play at the level or consistently enough at the level that he used to be. We don't know. We can't go in and check, and we're not a team doctor, but at the end of the day, there might be a more underlying reason why he's been waived. Now, there's been reports that maybe it's a strategic move for money. That way, the Oilers, if they do make a move, they can send Gagner down without him having to clear waivers. He does make a league minimum, but for me, it just seems like there are other players that could have been moved or put on, Dylan Holloway. He's still on an entry-level contract. He doesn't have to be waived. You could have easily just sent him down, and it's basically the same money. Connor Brown, he's bringing nothing to the team besides penalty killing, and even at that, you need those players to start performing at a higher level in the playoffs. Sam Gagner is a proven veteran that can do it. Connor Brown may never score again. We don't know. But yes, you know what? I can agree with one thing. He is a phenomenal penalty killer. He works hard. He does a lot of things correctly. But at the end of the day, he needs to get a goal. He needs to get some points. And so that's something Sam Gagner has done. He gets to the dirty areas. For being a smaller player, he gets to the dirty areas. If you look at his size, he's 5'11", 200 pounds. That's, it's not a big player. He's a small forward, but it just makes the most sense. Is it a strategic move for a, potential trade in the next coming days? Probably. But at the end of the day, it looks, it comes across a bit weird considering the way he has played this season and the way that Dylan Holloway, a young player, which you're not going to push on him a lot of it because he's a young player. But you got a guy like Connor Brown, easily could have been waived. Janmark, Ryan, they're both the same, similar players. Do you need you need too many of those type of players? No. I think a couple of those players could be moved. It's just quite interesting about why Sam Gagner was waived compared to other players. Let me know if you think this was the right move for the Edmonton Oilers.